This story takes us back 20,000 years ago, to a time when humans were divided into small tribes. In the story, we see ancient European people who lived together in tribes and went hunting as a group. Here, we are shown the chief of one such tribe, whose name was Ergun. A few months later, the winter season was about to arrive. That's why he, along with his tribe members, went out to hunt and gather food for the winter. In front of them was a huge herd of bison. All the people crawled closer to the herd. Ergun, the chief of the tribe, signaled the attack at just the right moment. They all attacked together. To escape from the hunters, the bison began running in the opposite direction, and one by one, many of them fell into a deep gorge. But one wild bison survived, and in anger, it ran toward Ergun's son, Noyan. It was Noyan's first time on a hunt, and he did not know how to protect himself. Ergun shouted at his son to get out of the way, but Noyan got scared and started running. The wild bison charged at Noyan, lifted him with its horns, and started running toward the cliff. Seeing this, Ergun threw a spear to save his son. The spear hit the bison, but even after being wounded, it didn't release Noyan. Instead, it flung him high toward the gorge. And here, the story shifts into a flashback, 1 week earlier, where we see the tribe preparing for a hunt. They were making sharp weapons out of stones. This was not just preparation, but also a kind of test for new members, because to participate in the hunt, one had to craft their own stone weapon. Whoever made the sharpest weapon would be selected for the hunt. In this competition, Ergun's son, Noyan, also succeeded. That night, Noyan's mother told Ergun, "Don't take Noyan with you for the hunt. He is still a child. I love him very much, and I don't want to lose him." But Ergun replied, "Winter is coming, and at this time of year, everyone must go hunting. If we don't hunt, we'll starve to death in winter. And Noyan must prove that he is my son." The next morning, the tribe set out for the hunt. Noyan's mother, however, was restless, worried something might happen to her son. Ergun reassured her, "Don't worry. Nothing will happen to Noyan." Then they left. A little farther ahead, another tribe also appeared, out hunting for the same reason, to gather food for winter. After a long journey, they reached a stone structure once built by their ancestors. The journey was very dangerous, and many of their ancestors had lost their lives along the way. That's why this structure was made in their memory. Moving forward, they spotted a wild boar, which they wounded with their spears. Ergun told Noyan to kill it. But Noyan had never hunted before. He got scared and couldn't kill the boar. So Ergun snatched the stone dagger from his son and killed the boar himself. Afterward, he scolded Noyan. "I never thought you would turn out to be such a coward. Only the strong survive here. That is the law of the jungle." At night, while everyone was eating their catch, strange sounds started echoing in the darkness. Ergun warned everyone to stay alert. Suddenly, a lion appeared and carried away one of the boys. The next morning, in his memory, they built a small grave and continued their journey in search of more prey. But even after covering many miles, they found nothing. After walking the entire day, they decided to rest in a cave for the night. Inside, Ergun carved star-shaped tattoos on his son's hand and explained, "These stars will be visible in the night sky. Follow them, and you'll find your way home. This is like a map. If anyone gets lost while hunting, they can use it to return home." The next morning, they resumed their hunt and found bison tracks, which made everyone happy. They began the hunt. And this was the same moment when a wild bison hurled Noyan off the cliff. The story now returns to the present, where we see that when Noyan was thrown off, he managed to grab onto a rock and hang there. Ergun quickly reached him and shouted, "Don't give up. I will save you." But suddenly, the rock Noyan was holding onto broke. He fell, hitting the rocks, and finally landed on a narrow ledge below. Ergun wanted to climb down to save his son, but his tribesmen stopped him. "There is no way down from here. Your son is no longer alive. We can't lose you too. You are our chief, and it's your duty to protect us and lead us back home." But Ergun refused to listen. He sat by the cliff the entire night, calling out to his son. Eventually, he realized his son was gone. By the next morning, when Noyan didn't return, the tribe built a small stone memorial for him and set off for home with their hunt. Shortly after they left, a vulture landed near Nguyen's body and started pecking him. But before it could eat him, Nguyen opened his eyes. He pushed the vulture away and called out for his father, but got no reply. He realized that everyone had left and no one could help him now. Refusing to give up, he tried climbing the cliff but couldn't go far. Below him was a deep gorge. Perhaps fate wanted to give him another chance at life. Soon, heavy rain began pouring down, and the gorge slowly started turning into a river. Nguyen realized that if he wanted to survive, he had to jump. When he felt the water had risen deep enough to cushion his fall, he leapt into it. He survived, but lost consciousness. The next day, when he woke up, he found himself elsewhere. The fall had spared his life, but his leg bone was dislocated. He tied it up with sticks and managed to walk. He climbed back to the cliff where he had fallen, only to see that his people had built a grave for him. He broke into tears, realizing his father and tribe truly believed he was dead. Suddenly, strange noises came from around him. To avoid danger, Nguyen climbed a tree and spent the whole night on its dry branches. The next morning, when he went to drink water, he saw a pack of wolves approaching. They charged at him. Nguyen ran back toward the tree, but one wolf grabbed his leg. He stabbed the wolf with his knife, injuring it, and quickly climbed up the tree again. The wolves stayed below, waiting all night. By morning, they were gone, except for the injured wolf he had stabbed the night before.